everyone. I got a little discombobulated and lost track of time, so I literally just dove to the computer, to the piano, but I'm glad I made it. Anyway, the joys of doing typical stuff on a Sunday like doing laundry. Anyway, I am now here to do sight reading, which brings me great joy. So I want to thank everyone for joining me who happens to be here. I see that Roland just popped on, so we'll be hearing more about and from Roland in a bit, but I want to welcome you for sure. All right, so here's my sight reading show. I don't know, number 60 or 72. There have been a lot of shows and I still love it. So we're going to start off today. Oh, and I always forget to say this, but eventually I do. Underneath the video, you will see a list of the pieces I'll be performing, and you will also see links to their scores, so you can follow along should you choose to do so. With that said, I'm going to try to tame my mind, good luck with that today, by reading through Domenico Zipoli's Suite in G minor. I had read one of his suites a few weeks ago, I think it was, and I quite liked it. So I decided to give another one a go today. All right, so G minor, which I always love. It starts with a preludio. It's largo. And actually we have 30-second notes, which I don't always see those. Largely because it's a largo, probably. First movement, 2 pages. So I'm kind of trying to get a familiarity with these rhythms with the 30-second notes. Obviously I've seen them all before, but I just want to remind myself of how they go. I think I've got it. Most of them are very repetitive. Most of them are yum ba da dum bum bum. So yeah, I try to think of the 8th note pulse when I've got those subdivisions. It just helps to keep things a little neater and tidier. Then after that, we're going to have a courant, which is an allegro in 3/4. And that looks lovely and charming. Most of the 8th notes are going to be in the right hand, and the busy work is in the right hand. Very patterny, of course, as is common. It's actually kind of a long courant, so we'll see how that is. Then we'll follow that with a sarabande, which is largo. Nothing looks out of the ordinary. And then the last movement will be a gigue, of course, and that is in 12/8, otherwise known as 4 beats in the measure. So like I said, I need to just calm my mind down, so I'm going to go ahead and just read here. So because this first movement does have 30-second notes, I'll base the tempo largely on that figure, because I don't want it to be too anxious. I did decide to add an A flat in there in one measure just to jazz things up a little bit. And I am leaving some, I don't know what repeats I'll do today, but I do have a jam-packed show, so I'm just going to try to move through some of these unless I need a redeeming second attempt at something. All right, the courant. So 3/4. I'm going to try to take this a little bit. I'm going to try to see if I can push my edge today and see what tempo I can handle today. I do want to look at this awkward spot in the right hand to choose the tempo. Oh, and there's one on the second page too. Okay, that helps me calm me down a little bit, tone it down a little bit than what I had decided at first. By a question I had, which was, in the first half, I thought there was a harmonic minor thing going on, and I was right. And it just caught me off guard, and then I don't think it did that in the second half. So I was really thrown off there too, because I was all proud of myself that I had thought, okay, we're getting to that part where there's the harmonic minor scale, and then I didn't find it. So anyway, yeah, kind of crazy, but fun. All right, Sarabande. Gigs are always such fun. All right, let's take it at a good clip. Oops. Oh my gosh, I'm skipping pieces. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And I really found it interesting, and I'm a little baffled. I need to figure out what instrument this was written for, because what baffles me, and this could totally just be, of course, the editor, but there's tons of dynamics in here, and I wanted to do that repeat in the jig because at least the editor has in there forte, piano, and I was kind of amused by that and trying to figure out while I was playing, was that original? Probably not is my guess, but it made it very fun and a fun challenge to sight reading. All right, let's see who else is here. Oh my goodness, so many great friends on here today. DeWald is here, Louis, of course, and Nick and Martha and Jan. What a party. Let's see, Nick said, a classy little suite. Yeah, glad you liked it. And I think, I said this last time, I really think he wrote quite a bit of stuff. So I want to look more into that because I just find it charming and different enough that it keeps me really entertained is a bad word. Anyway. All right, next on the program is a request of Nick's. I think I changed up the order. It's Rheinhold Glière's 8 Easy Pieces, Opus 43. And he requested number 1 and number 5 from the set. So let's take a look. And I don't know what's happening to my computer. I sincerely hope everything is going okay on the live stream. All right, so the first one is a prelude, and it's in D flat major. So we've got a lovely set of flats. Yeah, I'm really concerned about the live stream here. All right, well, I'm just going to trust that all is well. All right, 6/4. It's marked moderato. I see lots of accidentals, and that makes me a bit nervous. But it looks like it's staying within harmonies, so that's a good sign. How many pages is it? 4 pages. Yeah, it's arpeggiated, but the harmonies between the hands seem like they're working together, which is helpful. 3rd page, there's a change. Looks like The left hand is going to have more of a melody, and the right hand gets to be purely accompanimental. And then it goes back to the original material. So it's all eighth notes. That will help me choose a tempo. I don't know if I did the last measure right, but anyway, I'm very distracted because I know that the screen is still frozen, so I'm looking at people's comments. I'm getting intermittent screen freezing. Okay, well, so your screen might be freezing, but I'm just going to keep plowing on and reading music. So I really don't know what's happening because... Okay, we're going to try this, and hopefully this will work. This is very strange. And I'm looking to see if anybody's messaged me. Nope. Okay, well, I'm going to keep going. I do not know what's going on. All right, so the second one in this set of pieces that was requested is Le Soir. And this is, again, from his Opus 43 set, Andante. And this looks to be in B minor. And then I'm looking at the bottom of the page, and it looks like it's going into B major at the bottom of the page. 2 pages. We've got a syncopated rhythm in the left hand, which stays continuous for much of the piece. So as long as I recognize what that is and sort of get into the groove of that, I should be okay. The bass, that's kind of in the tenor voice. In the bass, you're going to have a grounding bass. I'll play the first beat of each measure. know what's going on. This is very frustrating. Okay, the only thing I can think of to do all right, if you all want to give me feedback, I'm just gonna keep playing around here until I can get it working. So very frustrating. I'm trying to think. Nick, if you can hear me and send me a message on my phone, that would also be really helpful to kind of know what's going on. My phone is on. So anyway, do message me and let me know if this is coming through. So crazy. All right. All right, I'm getting, Martha just said that it's fine. So I guess we'll just keep going. Ah, so frustrating. Okay, sorry to be so distracted. The next request, and Nick, thank you for that request if you're still there. That was, I liked both of those very much. The next request is by, I think, yes, by Louis. And this is by Dieudonné, Raick. This is from his Six Petites suites, Opus 3, and he requested the Andante from the second suite. So I think because I wasted a lot of time, I'm not going to talk through as much. Anyway. But I do need to figure out a tempo. There are a lot of triplets in this one. So I think I've found my tempo based on that. Lots of interesting ornamentation and grace notes, which I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Thank you, Nick. Okay. bit of a challenge to read with those ornaments. I don't know why they threw me off so much, but that's okay. All right, the next one is by also one of Louis's requests, and this is Christian Heinrich Rinck's Élévation. So let's give this one a go. This is Andante, mostly eighth notes, and this looks quite chromatic and possibly crunchy, which is interesting because this composer was alive from 1770 to 1846. So I'll be curious to see what happens. Straightforward, but I liked that a lot. Kind of a nice gem. Okay, and then I think he also asked for the Prelude, which is just 3 lines long. So let's go ahead and read that. G major, very chorale-like. Straightforward. All right, I know nothing about that composer. I'm kind of curious what his story is. But there you go, the Prelude by Christian Heinrich Rinck. Next is another request from Louis, and this is Eduard Strauss, his Hectograph polka, Schnell polka, excuse me. And Eduard is the brother of Johann Jr., who we heard from last week. So just a fun, light polka. So let's read through this one. So if you feel like dancing, go right ahead. I totally messed up at the end there. But anyway, hopefully that gives you the gist. And I see that Louis and Helene, it sounds like they were dancing again. So hooray for that. Thank you, Louis, for those requests. And I'm glad at least the sound is coming through. And you know, that got me thinking, I could make all the most ridiculous faces, I suppose, while I'm doing this, if nobody can see me. So that could be entertaining, at least for me. All right. The next request on the program, I've changed my order on myself, so I'm confusing even myself. Okay. Oh, next is a piece by Roland, who is watching. And he composes, now and then. He lives in the Netherlands, I believe. And he, on occasion, sends me pieces to give a try to see how they sound. So, and also how they read as a pianist reading the music on the page. So this is his Prelude on 12 notes. There is a link to the score that he's provided. And he has written this using 12-tone composition. And I've done a few of these before, so let's see how this one goes. The rhythms that he uses are quite similar. It looks like we've got sections, and so I'm kind of scanning this to see if I can make some musical determinations on how I want to deliver this, just from looking at the patterns within the sections. That probably makes no sense, but anyway, makes sense to me. He does give a tempo indication of 120 equals the quarter note. So really not that fast. So that was Roland Bouman's Prelude on 12 notes. I think some people find this music difficult to read. I really enjoy it, actually. And something I really love about pieces like this is it helps me to pay attention to the sound and that different intervals make and the different feelings they evoke. So anyway, for some reason in a piece like this, it becomes even more apparent, and I really enjoy reading them to get in touch with that. So thank you, Roland, for sharing that with us today. So even if you couldn't see me playing it, you hopefully at least could hear it. All right. Next on the program, I'm gonna have to apologize for the tempo. I think my heart is so racing at the moment from everything that I have no idea what I'm doing tempo-wise today. So anyway, my apologies, Roland, if it wasn't quite on. All right, next is another set of pieces by Glière that Nick has requested. And these are 12 pieces from his Opus 47. And I'm not going to play all 12. He requested numbers 2, 4, 5, and 12. So number 2, Number 2 is in 6/8. We'll start with that. And it has 6 sharps, which just thrills me to death. So F sharp major or D sharp minor, it actually looks like it might be. I have no idea. We will find out together what it is. Ooh, it looks quite chromatic. Yay. 8th notes all in the right hand for the most part, and the left hand just has some harmonic underpinning. It does look quite motivic, and it looks like the opening material comes back quite a bit. So hopefully by the time I repeat it a couple times, I'll feel much better. And it's marked con leggerezza, so with lightness. Not sure exactly about tempo. But I'm going to do it based on, there's this lovely... Is that going to work? I think that's going to work, because I think I want it in 2 for sure. So 1, 2... Wow, that ending really caught me off guard. And I got lost in the middle a little bit with these meandering 8th note like melodies that have the same rhythm. It can be easy for me to lose track of where I am in the phrase. So it really was helpful that it came back to the opening material quite a bit. It was like, aha, okay, I know where I am. So that was quite nice and I thought intriguing. I guess that's the word that comes to my mind. All right, number 4 is the next one he requested. And this one is, I think he writes, it's not clear at the beginning what key we're in. Again, C minor, I do believe. Andante affettuoso, which makes me very happy. The right hand, well, there's a, looks like the left hand has the melody at the beginning. Oops, I'm not supposed to talk much at this point. I'm just going to read. I'm going to scan and read. It does get kind of, no, it looks pretty straightforward. All right. All 8 notes. Again, I got a little bit lost in the middle, but I liked that. And next is number 5. Oh dear, volante, which means, I think, flying, so that makes me a wee bit nervous. Oh, I should check in here and see. Roland said, oh, Nick said, really good and effective piece, Roland. And Louis also seemed to like Roland's piece. Yay, Roland. And he said he could see and hear. Oh dear, I hope I didn't do anything too awkward then. He said, thanks for the kind words all. Score is available. Wonderful. Okay, back to Glière. F major, volante, it's in 9/8. Looks like we have some interesting stuff towards the end of the first page. So that's why I'm looking at it. I saw lots of accidentals, so that's usually an alarm sign for me to really pay attention. But it's just a half step below the chord, the A minor chord. That's not so bad. And then, yeah, no problem, she says before she tries it. Is there anything odd at the end? Not particularly. This part's chromatic too. We're just gonna wing it. And because of this motive, I don't want it to go too slow. So let's be daring. 1, 2, 3. I repeated because I was hoping that by listening to the left hand more, it would make sense, but that didn't really help. So I'm not quite sure what to think about that one. I think I would have to figure out what's going on more to make sense of it. Thank you for that challenge with that one. Okay, next is number 12 from this set. What time is it? You know, there was one I just flipped by and I saw it said religioso and it's in C sharp, oh, E major. So I just thought I'll try that. I'm going to throw that one in too because I have time. Very chorale-like. Let's just read it. 3-2. I'm glad I read that. I really love, and I've said this on the show before, I love Russian sort of Orthodox sounding music that sounds like it's in an Orthodox Russian church. So I thought that might be like that, and it was. So yay. All right, and then the last of the set of pieces that Nick had recommended. This is number 12 from this set. And I'm looking at this a little bit in puzzlement. It's marked vivace, and it's in 7/4. So when I have things in 7/4, as I've said on the show before, I like to see if the composer divides the measure in the same way throughout, because it's an odd numbered meter. So usually composers will either do 4 plus 3 beats, or 3 plus 4, or they go back and forth between them. And in this one, as I scan through, it looks like it is always 4 plus 3. So that's really helpful for me to know. So before I even start out, I get that feeling of that groove of 7/4 or 4 plus 3 in my head. So that second part of the measure is shorter and has a little bit, for me, a lift. That's how I connect with that meter. The other thing that I'm noticing about this, and I have a sneaking suspicion that this is why Nick requested it, is it says sempre staccato, and I'm assuming that's for the right hand. So the left hand, however, is not that way, and this is going to switch to, eventually the left hand is going to have this repeated figure, which I assume should be staccato, and the right hand will have the melody. So I'm assuming no pedal for this. We're going to give it a whirl, see what happens. Looks like it gets a little bit more complicated in the middle. I'm seeing more accidentals. But it's very chromatic as I look. So that might help to know that. All right. I don't know what tempo to do. One, two, interesting challenge. I've mentioned this on the show before. Sometimes it's really difficult for me to not use pedal when I'm sight reading, because that can kind of help with fingering foibles as you're making things up on the fly. All right, I see that I only have like 2 minutes, and I don't really want to go on to the next piece. So I'm quickly scanning to see if there's another one in here I can do by Glière. And I'm not really making a decision. We're going to do this one in 5/4 just to see what it's all about. It looks like it's in D major and bright, so let's see what happens. And same thing, I'm trying to see if I can determine what the division is. It looks like 2 + 3. We will find out if that holds, because I don't have time to look at it further. Russian composers seem to use the mixed meter more than a lot of other nationalities. I mean, there's probably very good reasons for that. Perhaps their dances, who knows. But anyway, I quite enjoy the challenge of that. So, well, I want to thank you all for sticking in there with me if you have, in spite of the technical oddnesses, and I still, like, my screen is showing what I looked like an hour ago. So I hope that you've been able to see things now and then, and I hope that you enjoyed the pieces. Please do send me your requests throughout the week. I always love to get those to fill in the show and to just learn more about composers I've never heard about. So have a very good week, and I will see you, yes, I will see you next Sunday. Take care, everyone.